Hi, I am Bria Bryant, Global CMO at Assembly, and we are here in sunny Florida, Miami, Florida at that, for the Possible Conference. I'm seated next to Dave Helmreich at Innovid. So tell us a little bit about your role.
Sure.
and about Innovid.
So I've been at Innovid for about a year and a half, and I'm their Global Chief Commercial Officer. And for me, that means everything from marketing to solutions engineering. I have the sales organization, I have post-sales, partnerships, so it's and revenue operations. So fairly wide business, and I've been in and around this industry for a long time. And I worked at Oracle for a number of years. I was there for 4 years running the Oracle Marketing Cloud. Before the current job, I was at Stackline.
Okay.
So I ran the commercial business at Stackline, but I've been in and around the business in media, tech, advertising, data and analytics, for almost a couple of decades.
Okay.
So
nice.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. So tell us more about Innovid.
So Innovid we're at an interesting time for the company. The company's about 17 years old.
Okay.
We're recently public, and we have always been at this intersection of really brands and agencies and now publishers on what's actually happening in connected TV.
Mm-hmm.
And linear TV is a $200 billion industry.
Yes.
Things are rapidly changing,
Yes.
Driven mostly by consumers, all of us and our kids and their friends, changing the behavior around how they watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening as a result of that is this shift from a really, really large linear business to digital TV and connected TV that we all know and love is happening a lot faster than anyone expected. And what we realized when we built the company was that intersection of really respecting consumers, making sure they have an amazing experience. We know that the $200 billion of spend fuels our ability to watch sports for free, to see amazing content, to see the second season of a new show that we want to renew. And what we've learned is that as part of this transition, we built this platform which is effectively a software business for TV that helps brands create. So part of that creation is, do they have the right set of creatives, right? We work with creative agencies and embed into their tools. We help them deliver. So we work with about 50% of the top 200 brands in the world.
Wow.
Help them deliver their impressions, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And in that, even in the delivery business, part of that is making sure that the 15-second and 30-second spots from these brands make it to the consumers where they're spending time.
Sure.
And we do that on average about 1.3 billion times a day.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So if those were 15-second spots, which they're not all 15-second spots, we did the math, last year. It's about 600 years of content that we deliver every day.
600 years of content delivered every day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's
the scale is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's part of our delivery business, and it has to be perfect.
Right.
It has to be absolutely perfect. The third part of our business that we invested in when we did an acquisition is we now measure. So if we're delivering on behalf of brands, where are they being delivered? What's the reach, the frequency, the insight of those campaigns? And then the last thing, which part of it we launched last week, is then using those insights to optimize performance.
Okay.
So if you have information that's readily available in real time,
Yes.
making sure that you use those to improve not only just the delivery, but the performance of those campaigns. And
Yes.
we don't own media, we don't buy media, we don't sell media. We are purely delivery to those large publishers in the world on behalf of the largest brands.
Okay. So you mentioned that you all ensure that the delivery is perfect.
Yes.
What are some of the protections that you put in place to, ensure that you're able to enable that for the clients?
Well, I think one is you don't get trusted by the largest CPG companies or largest auto manufacturers without the ability to deliver the latest truck model to every consumer that they want to reach. So part of that is, again, we've spent 17 years investing in the infrastructure of that business. The business it's not a display business that we tried to modify for TV. we built the business from day one as a video delivery platform and for interactive TV. So quick sidebar, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the Super Bowl, and if you watched it
I did.
So on
I'm a big Usher fan, by the way.
which was awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
If you watched it on Paramount Plus, when they were showing their content, right, Ghosts or Halo or some of their shows, if you were watching it on Paramount Plus on an interactive TV or anything with a remote, on the bottom of those impressions in that commercial, you could add to your watch list.
Oh, that's cool.
So in real time during the show. There was also a very big Pfizer spot where you could also engage to fight cancer. Those are two of the many things that we have been doing that are innovative, that are very, very focused on being unique to TV. And so going back to your question on being perfect, part of our ability to be perfect, if for lack of a better word, is because we built the business specifically for TV.
Well, just thinking about innovations, and you mentioned some of the new innovations that have come out of Innovid just over the last couple of weeks. How has AI, which is everyone's hot topic right now,
Yes.
how has AI impacted your business?
As a public company, we have investor days. We talk about our innovation. We've done that publicly. One of the things that we showcased last year was our innovation in AI, how you can use it to, ask very simple questions to understand this massive amount of data. So, we're using that to using AI agents to talk to other AI agents to understand campaign performance. We're obviously using that to do, location and weather and context and imagery generation. So if you want to do without using a brand name, if you want to talk about buying coffee in a particular market, we can auto-generate the city, whatever art format, the location, customize the creative based on the weather. So all those are things that, again, like brands may or may not want to do that, but it may be something that they can use with pre-approved creative to make better prompts and create better decisions. I think the last thing is, part of the optimization capability that we have launched is being able to take those insights, and I wouldn't call it AI, maybe it's AI light, but just understanding what performed.
Right.
What creative type performed, what campaign performed, doing that from a measurement perspective, and then just feeding that back into the decisioning engine.
Yeah.
So, because if you, as a marketer, know that you have a certain set of creatives that are working, why wait until the campaign is over to then change that performance? Just let someone else that's watching it every second, which is a computer, make those decisions in real time.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you all are using AI in that way. Ensuring that you're able to provide those real-time optimizations are always beneficial, honestly, for any brand. And it's something that I think everyone is.
Well, if you can get lift in performance without having to increase your budget and without having to make decisions that are sometimes hard mid-year, then I want to make those, and we want to make those tools and those capabilities available to all of our brands and all of our partners.
Right. And also the relevancy part of that, like being able to add some of those contextual cues that you mentioned related to weather, or you might need a coffee right now just based on
it could be things like in automotive, it could be and should be dealer location.
Yeah.
It should be promotions. And those are very simple things that have been done in digital for a long time. In display. We now do them at scale in TV, and it's important. And there's a lot of signal available. We should be using that as brands and as ambassadors of brands to make those available.
Yeah. Okay. So just thinking about innovation in general, what is next for Innovid? Is there anything that you can give us a little peek behind the curtain?
No, it's a great question. And we actually did have a big launch last week.
Okay.
So I joined the company about a year and a half ago. We have been thinking about ways that we can improve the overall ecosystem. And so last week we launched an initiative, which is a series of products, right? It was not just one product launch, that is called Harmony. And part of the Harmony launch was to take advantage of our sort of purpose-built CTV platform. Secondly, the data that still astounds me on how many years worth of TV we deliver a day.
Oh my gosh.
And also then thinking about brands, how can we help CMOs ultimately be a better steward of their marketing spend? So Harmony is a series of innovations. What we launched last week is called Harmony Direct.
Okay.
And Harmony Direct is because TV has historically been treated differently, it's transacted differently. 70 to 75% of TV is not programmatic and is not biddable. It's either a direct deal from an upfront or programmatic direct. We have the opportunity with our customers and with anyone else who wants to work with us to effectively reduce the number of hops in the middle and the number of partners in the middle that are not adding any value because of how TV is transacted. So we launched that officially last week. We've been working on it as a company for almost 2 years.
Okay.
I jumped in with both feet from the day that I joined.
Yeah.
It's the innovation has been something the company's been very passionate about for a long time.
Great.
And the reason is because we know that CTV is at a crossroads. And that decision point in that path is, do you take $200 billion worth of TV spend that's all going to go digital, and you push that into an ecosystem that was built for doing bidding across 200 million websites on thousands of audience segments in an auction dynamic with a lot of computers generating a lot of heat, talking to a lot of other computers.
Right.
If 75% of that is not done for TV, then why would you push $200 billion worth of spend into that environment? We know it can be treated differently and has to be treated differently. So we built what we know is the most direct path between a buyer and a seller.
Amazing. I love that. I love the fact that you're eliminating the middleman. You know, I think everyone wants
you said
to
it, not me, but yes. No,
yeah,
I think
we all
that
want to be more efficient.
We want to be more efficient, and I used the example earlier about content creators, right? And it could be, it could be Paramount who is here. It could be NBCU who is here. It could be Roku who is here. And those are just 3 people I've seen sort of walking around today. If you are investing in all the technology, making sure you have access to consumers, in some cases devices, operating systems, what we found is we can help publishers increase their revenue by 15% by reducing the friction in the middle. Friction and fees and waste.
Right.
And if you're a publisher and you can increase your revenue, that falls all the way to the bottom line, you can decide how to invest that. It could be more shows, it could be more jobs, it could be more innovation. So that's critically important for streaming, period.
Yes.
On the buyers, we found when we built this, we've been running this live for 4 months. The buyers get effectively 8% more working media. And if you use CTV spend for this year, which is about, call it $25 billion, give or take a few billion, depending on whose stats you believe.
Yeah.
Harmony Direct,
Stats you believe.
or read or prefer, right? There's a lot of people who have an opinion.
Right.
But if you take that efficiency that's created in today's environment, we could return $1 billion back.
Wow.
Into the ecosystem, back into working media and into the hands of brands and publishers.
What is Innovid doing on the sustainability front?
Yeah, this is a big part of this launch.
Yeah.
So we partnered with AdNet Zero, that we publicly launched that last week. John Osborne was on stage with us at AdNet Zero. Yes. So that's a big part of it is making sure that we're putting our money where our mouth is in the partnership. That's important for our customers. It's important for agencies. It's important for brands. Everyone has, in some way, shape, or form, an emissions goal or an emissions reductions goal. The reason why we love this initiative very specifically is because it reduces intermediary fees and CPU cycles and time.
Yep.
And if you want to get really technical, it saves 0.4 of a second.
Wow.
400 milliseconds.
Yeah.
So as a consumer, when there's a ad pod or an ad break and you stitch in a TV spot and you have a commercial, there's less latency. There's no hesitation when that commercial loads. And that's good for us as consumers, right? Because we want an environment that is seamless. It could be free ad-supported TV. It could be purely an AVOD environment where it's advertising or subscription supported. So we want to make sure that environment is really clean, it's really well lit, and it's a great experience for the consumer. And our brands care about that.
Yeah.
And publishers care about it.
Agencies care about it.
Everyone cares about it.
Yes.
And that also, back to not just emissions, reducing latency and reducing hops and reducing, again, technically like CPU cycles and heat makes this more efficient and more green than any other path that's out there today.
So for agencies, brands, publishers who are looking to do more with Innovid,
Yep.
what advice would you give to them, or how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, it's super easy. I mean, you can always reach out to me. You can reach out to my team. You can contact us, through our website at sales@innovid.com. But I think that's the end result of a brand or an agency or a publisher that is demanding the things that we expect them to, right? Which is more transparency. They want to make sure that more working media ultimately goes to work at the publisher. And I don't need to recite the ANA stats on how many pennies out of 100 ultimately make it to publishers. It's not as much as it should be.
Right.
And then the third thing is lean into innovation. So you and many other CMOs here are a wave of analytically driven, very, very focused individuals who are thinking about how data actually drives future performance. And I think dig into your stack and dig into the supply path and understand where there's waste. So that doesn't have to be with us. That would be my preference.
Right.
But I think people that want more transparency, more analytics, less waste, I will welcome any conversation any day.